heading to the coast and spending time at the beach. But this is sometimes fraught with danger, and that is why the National Sea Rescue Institute is urging people to be safe and know who to call if they need help. The NSRI is always looking at ways to keep you safe when you go for a swim. Well, to tell us more about what they're going to be doing to save lives this summer on our beaches is Andrew Ingram, who's joining us now from Cape Town. Andrew, good afternoon. Welcome to today, and thank you very much for your time. It is a good time, of course, of the year in terms of those who can afford to travel and spend time on the beach and relax, and those who live by the coast as well. But there are risks involved. From the NSRI perspective, what are the major challenges?
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me. I think that there are a whole series of challenges when people visit the coast, or in fact any water body, be that a river or dams. And I think if we can start looking at alcohol, drinking alcohol and going to swim is a very bad idea, and we strongly discourage it and really ask people, if you have been drinking, please don't go and swim, and when you go to the beach, enjoy the beach, or go and enjoy the dam in the river, but don't drink alcohol. Parents to watch their children. So when you go in water, it's to understand that drowning is silent, and you need to be watching your children all the time. If they go into the water for young length, you won't hear. You have to be very close, and you have to be watching them to keep them safe. Then I think it's really important to know who to call in an emergency. And the national emergency number that we have in South Africa is 112. You can dial that from your cell phone, and you can then, you're given a choice to get hold of the police, the ambulance, sea rescue, and so on. So I think that those are the major tips for people. Parents, caregivers, watch your children. It's really important. You're not going to hear them getting into difficulty. Please don't drink alcohol when you go to swim, and enjoy the beaches. The best way to enjoy a beach that you don't know very well is to make sure that you go and swim between the lifeguard flags, know when the lifeguards are on duty, and swim between their flags. That way they will watch you, and if you need help, they can get to you very quickly.
Yeah, and what about this phenomenon of rip currents? I mean, how do you make sure you're not getting into water where there will be such?
So that's a very good question. Rip currents are definitely the biggest danger that bathers face when they go to the beach, especially in the Eastern Cape, in the KZN. But in the Western Cape, rip currents are also a problem. So many people find them really difficult to spot. And a summary of what a rip current is, it's almost like a river of water that flows from the beach up to behind the waves. And if you don't understand how to see a rip current, which I think most people don't, the best way to avoid them is, as I said earlier, to swim between lifeguards' flags and when the lifeguards are on duty. That way you'll be kept safe.
Yeah, thank you very much, Andrew. Your line is not the greatest, but we get the message about some of the key tips and advice you're giving as an NSRI ahead of the summer season. Whether you swim in a river, in a dam, or you're swimming at the beach, please do take care.